Hello everyone, welcome back to Comment Made Easy, and I hope you all are doing very well. Before we begin, let me remind my dear students that the contents of this channel are only to supplement your knowledge, not to replace the regular online and offline classes in your institution. So please attend your classes and do not miss them. Also, if you like our contents, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the videos, and share these videos with your friends, with your batchmates, with your juniors. Also, if you are a teacher, then with your students. Please follow our Facebook page, and the link will be given in the description. In our previous video, we learned what sampling is, what is the purpose of doing sampling, what are the problems we may face while doing sampling, the different types of sampling, and also some of the terminologies related to sampling. We finished our last video with this slide where we showed different types of sampling methods under the heading of non-probability sampling and probability sampling. In today's video, we shall discuss non-probability sampling in details. Before we go into the different non-probability sampling techniques, we should know what non-probability sampling means. So the selection of samples do not depend on the law of probability. Now, non-probability sampling is that technique where samples are gathered in a process that does not give all individuals in the population equal chances of being selected. So, individual subjects in the given population is known as sampling unit that we learned from our previous video. Now, if all the sampling units do not have equal chance of being selected, it becomes a non-probability sampling. This is also known as non-random sampling, and sample is sometimes selected deliberately by the researcher on his own choice. That means he can decide which pupil or which subjects he is going to select as his sample. Now coming to the first non-probability sampling technique, that is purposive sampling. This is also known as judgmental sampling. The participants from whom information can be obtained easily are purposively selected. So the researcher, he decides from whom he can get all the informations that is necessary for his study, and he selects those people only for his study as samples. So this is done to avoid people who might not be interested in participation in the study. So if you see some of the people, they are spontaneous, they are willing to give reply, and also you think they will be the people who will be able to give answers in context of your research. So those people are being selected for your study, and this is known as purposive sampling. The next technique is convenience sampling. So the participants are selected as sample on the basis of easy accessibility. So in this diagram, there are a lot of people. This guy in red shirt is the researcher, and he needs few samples for his study. So what he does is he select these three people as his sample. Why is that? Because these three people are closest to him, nearest to him, and probably because of easy accessibility, he selects these three people as his samples because this is convenient for him. So this is an example here. In a district, some primary schools were selected based upon their location beside the main road. So suppose you are visiting a district and probably you are doing certain research on school students. So when you are going through the highway or main road, you can select schools which are just beside the main road. You do not have to go into the interior of the district. So since you are selecting these schools based on your convenience because of the easy accessibility, this can be considered as convenience sampling. The next technique is snowball sampling, which is also called network sampling. So we shall see in certain researches where the subject is quite sensitive, we may have to go for snowball sampling. So this method or this technique is used whenever the target population is hidden or they are hard to reach. Okay, so they are kind of concealed. They do not want to come into the limelight. For example, drug addicts, commercial sex workers, individuals with HIV/AIDS or hepatitis B infection, etc. Or even if the disease is quite uncommon or the study subjects are hard to find. So what we do here is we find out our first subject, then we ask him to identify other people like him. That means probably all those people who are suffering from the same kind of disease or have drug addiction, etc. Now, when these new subjects are identified, they are also asked about other people who are also sharing the same kind of characteristics. So like this, the sample size keep on increasing, and we continue this technique until we have adequate number of samples that is required for our study. So we already know what a snowball is. So a ball of snow, whenever it comes downhill, it gathers more snow around it and increases in size. Similarly, in snowball sampling, first we identify the first person, and this is our first sample, our first subject, and we ask him about other people who have the same kind of disease or profession or any other issues that we are interested in for our research. So this person, he identifies two more person, then these two persons are asked about other people. So this person identifies three more person, and this person identifies three more person. So like this, the sample size keep on increasing. So this is known as snowball sampling. The next technique is quota sampling. Here the researchers are given quotas to fill from different strata of population, giving the proportion of quota same as observed in the population. So it may sound a little bit complicated. Let me give you an example. In a village, Hindu and Muslim population are 60% and 40% respectively. So in this village, the population is stratified based on religion. We could stratify this population based on religion or gender or age group, whatever. In this example, it is stratified based on religion, and as you can see, Hindu is to Muslim is 6 is to 4. So we are maintaining this ratio. Now, whenever I am collecting sample from this population, I should also maintain the 6 is to 4 ratio in my sample. Now, suppose I need to collect uh, 200 samples from this village. So I need 200 people. To maintain 6 is to 4 ratio, I should have 120 Hindus and 80 Muslim subjects. Now, if I maintain this number but select 120 Hindus whatever way I want, okay, not following any random sampling technique, or 80 Muslims following any non-random method that I discussed earlier, that will be a non-probability sampling, because I am not doing it random sampling. I am not selecting it following the laws of probability. I am selecting it according to my convenience or according to my judgment, whatever. I am just keeping this ratio same as that in the population. So this is the only criterion that is being fulfilled. The method of selection of subjects is non-probability sampling. So this is known as quota sampling. So it does not matter which 120 Hindus or 80 Muslims I select from my sample. It has to be by any non-random method. The last one is self-selection sampling, also known as voluntary sampling. So participants take part in research on their own as volunteer when asked or in response to an advertisement. For example, customer satisfaction survey. So we are doing some survey regarding the customer satisfaction. So we shall see lot of people who are not very satisfied with the service, they will volunteer to participate in the survey, and because of that the finding or the results may be skewed. That means most of the people may say that they are not satisfied with the service, and they will try to show you or prove lot of mistakes and lot of shortcomings, loopholes in the service that is being provided. So that is a big problem here. So these five methods are the different non-probability samplings. There are many other methods, but these five are very commonly asked. So this may be a short note in your exam and can also be asked in the viva table. Advantages of non-probability sampling is it is very convenient, because we do not have to do all the probability sampling or random sampling methods that we shall discuss in our future videos. They are very quick and also very inexpensive. They are very cost effective. But the disadvantage is selection bias, since not all the subjects or sampling units have equal chance of being selected. And there is also issue of non-coverage and under-coverage bias, which means maybe a particular segment of the population have very low or even zero chance of being selected. For example, if I am trying to recruit my study subjects through internet, right? So maybe I have given an advertisement, online advertisement. So those people who do not have any internet access will never be selected as my study subject. So these people are not being covered. So as you can see, they are the people who are automatically being excluded from the study population. So that is a big disadvantage. So with this we conclude today's session on non-probability sampling. If you like the video, please subscribe to our channel and share this video with your batchmates, juniors and friends. We also have our Facebook page that you can follow. The link is given in the description. Take care and we shall see you in our next video.